Hello and welcome back to Matt Hayes' Tottenham blog and to another episode of Transfer Talk. Today, along with TottenhamRhys, I'm going to be taking a look at Dani Olmo, a player who we've been linked with a lot in the last couple of days. Now, before I get started, please subscribe to the channel down below if you want more content like this. And I'm also going to leave a link in the description to Rhys's channel, so be sure to go over there, check him out, and support his channel as well. Now, so Dani Olmo isn't exactly a very famous player or a big name signing that we would have hoped for, but he is a really exciting prospect for the future. He's a 21-year-old Spanish winger who plays for Dinamo Zagreb in the Croatian top division at the moment. He's from Barcelona and he started out his youth career at Espanyol, which is a team that Pochettino had a lot to do with in his playing career, and of course where he started out his managerial career. He wasn't at Espanyol long before Barcelona picked him up and brought him into their youth academy where he stayed for 7 years. And somewhat surprisingly at the time, he did leave Barcelona's youth academy to sign for Dinamo Zagreb's second team in Croatia, where he played for a while. He made his first start for their senior team in 2015, and he's since gone on to make 71 appearances, scoring 17 goals and registering 15 assists. He has represented Spain at a number of youth levels, but he's yet to make a first appearance for the international team. He was actually part of that under-21 team for Spain that won the European Championships earlier in the week. He seems to be held in really high regard, especially in Croatia. In 2018, he won the award, the Croatian kind of equivalent of the PFA Player of the Year award, for his league, and he finished 11th in the Golden Boy Awards, which is a European-wide competition. And they actually finished ahead of the likes of Kylian Mbappe in that. So he's definitely kind of seen as a big prospect for the future. And in 2019, earlier last month, he actually won the award for the Young Player of the Year in the Croatian league. So kind of exciting, promising things coming out of him there. He's, as I said, a winger, but he can also play in the middle as an attacking midfielder. He's a very direct, quick player, very similar to Son and I suppose what we've seen from Clarke, kind of the videos on YouTube, anyway, that I've watched. Very direct, pacey player. And I think it's a bit interesting that because we have a lot of those players there, there's Son and Lucas, Lamela not as much, but he is that kind of player, and moving into the future, Jack Clarke. I think it's interesting that we're looking to sign another very similar player. I think maybe we should prioritise those other positions where we are weak. Maybe right back, and if Alderweireld does go, centre back might be good. The rumours that we're hearing at the moment are we're in really advanced talks to sign him from Dinamo Zagreb. Manchester United are apparently also interested, but his preferred destination is Tottenham. The rumours are that we're going to be signing him for in and around £22.5 million, which, I mean, in today's market for a player who's kind of done as well as he has and who's attracting a lot of attention, could potentially be a good deal. But as I said, I do think it's really interesting that we're signing another winger when that seems to be a department where we're set and there are other places where we could really improve. And what do you think, Rhys? Because it seems a kind of interesting thing that this is happening. Like, do you think it's good to sign another winger, or should we prioritise other positions?
To be honest, I think we have quite a lot of depth in a lot of positions apart from, I'd say, left back and striker. And like you could even say goalkeeper, we don't have enough depth in those positions. So I think the fact we're going for loads of wingers is kind of worrying. The fact we're spending all our money on wingers and midfielders as well. We're linked with a lot of midfielders, and we've got like so much depth into midfielders. We've got like world-class midfielders who can't even make the bench. Like Eric Dyer can't even make the bench now that we've got Ndombele. Personally, instead of signing a winger, we need to sign a backup striker for Harry Kane, because Harry Kane lately, of course, been getting injured a lot, and also a backup goalkeeper. Like, I know Gazaliga's alright, but he's not a good enough backup goalkeeper, I'd say. There's the 19-year-old keeper from Southend. Don't know his name, but he looks quite good, and he looks like he could be a good backup goalkeeper. So I don't think we should really put as much depth as we are on the wingers, because we got wingers, and Dele Alli can play wing, and he's a midfielder as well, so that solves it as well. I think we should just put more depth into strikers and goalkeepers, personally.
I do think it's also interesting that Pochettino seems to have... he seems to be fond of signing players that have connections with him outside of the club. Like, even looking at this window alone, you have Giovani Celso, who appears to be his number one target, is Argentinian and from the same region as Pochettino. Clarke as well, managed by Bielsa, a big connection there. And even before now, like, you look at players like Wanyama and Toby Alderweireld, both former Southampton players, and Paulo Gazzaniga, who's a Southampton player and also from the same town as Pochettino. So I think this is another really interesting thing, that he does seem to be looking for players with connections like that. And I know it might work into that they have the similar philosophies or similar kind of ideas of how football should be played. But it is something worth mentioning. Like, and Reese, what do you think about that strategy that Pochettino seems to be putting into play?
So of course, Poch goes for a lot of players that have chemistry with other players in the club. That's what I like about him. He's a really smart manager. Like Lo Celso, we're linked with him, and that is a smart signing because Pochettino's Argentinian, and so is Foyth, Gazaniga, and Lamela. Of course, Foyth and Lo Celso both being starters in the Argentinian squad. Of course, Lo Celso's gonna not feel homesick at all at the club. Um, by homesick, I mean like not really speaking the same language as any other players in the squad. It happened with Dimitri Payet at West Ham. He joined. Everyone was really excited about it, but he just played terrible because he was like homesick and he didn't want to play for West Ham. But I don't think that's going to happen with Lo Celso. Of course, Pochettino, one of the best managers in the world, he wouldn't want to play under him. And like I said, they're both Argentinians, so that will really help. Also, Olmo, who Matt, you told me about him a few days ago. I had no clue who he was before that. I look him up. Turns out he's pretty much a really exciting kid. I say kid, but he's like 5 years older than me. More than that, 7. He came through the Barcelona and Espanyol youth setup. He currently plays for Dinamo Zagreb in the Croatian league. To be honest, isn't that bad. I mean, in the Croatian league, it says he played over 100 games. That's a lot of games. But he's of course got the Espanyol. He came for the Espanyol youth setup, and Pochettino's with Espanyol during his playing career, and also he managed Espanyol for a bit, so maybe there'll be a little link there. I'm not sure if that'd be a massive difference, but yeah, I don't think there are also many Spanish-speaking players in our team. None that I can think of at the top of my head. I mean, we released Llorente, didn't we? And also Jack Clarke. Of course, Marcelo Bielsa is the reason, not the only reason, but like he inspired Pochettino to manage like he does. They both do play similar styles of football, very high pressing, and of course Jack Clarke coming from, I know Leeds are in the Championship, but he's made a big step up from the Championship to the Premier League, but he plays in kind of similar teams. Of course, Leeds are very high pressing, and so are Tottenham. So I think it was smart of Pochettino to go for Jack Clarke, and also loaning him back for a season I think was really smart, so he can get the game time and actually prove if he can play in that kind of setup. He made 22 appearances last season, I believe, and scored 2 goals and got 2 assists. And what I do like about Jack Clarke, he's very cocky on the ball, just like Dele Alli. Even though it can mess up every now and again, he can perform something amazing. That's what I like about him. So him and Dele Alli I think would also work well, and also he's English, just like most of our squad. Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Winks, which I think is perfect, because building that chemistry between players is a way of making players concentrate better in games and perform better. So personally, I think Pochettino is one of the smartest managers like in football right now, and that's why he is currently one of the best managers in the world. If he could just start winning trophies, he will probably be the best manager in the world.
Now, along with this strategy of signing wingers, it does kind of look like Pochettino was trying to implement that style of play that we had, particularly in our last season at White Hart Lane, where it was our blistering counter-attacks that caused teams a lot of problems. And I think with losing Kyle Walker that transfer window and also making that move to Wembley, which is obviously a much bigger pitch where it's much harder to keep up that high intensity for a longer time, that kind of part of our play faded and we became more a team where we'd get forward and try and break down a team in that way, and we weren't as effective moving from back to forward. I kind of said that a lot in my videos about Ndombele. He could kind of be that player to help reinstate that if we do get the wingers in, because we haven't really had any player who can do that on a consistent basis. So Reese, would you kind of be looking forward to seeing that style of play coming back in? Because it is something that, as I said, was so effective for us but has faded over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see counter-attacking football come back into play. Of course, Ndombele, he is a player that likes to push the ball forward. Toby Alderweireld and Vertonghen, they've got very good pinpoint precision, which basically means they know how to pick out a pass. So we have got the players that can counter-attack. And personally, I think it's the right thing. I know Harry Kane's not the fastest striker in the world, but we can live with it. Heung-min Son's really fast, so is Lucas Moura. So I think it will work. Hopefully Dele Alli's back in form this season. I just hope last season was just like a one-off bad season. If Dele Alli's back in form, then I reckon counter-attacking will be a perfect strategy for us. and I think it'll be the perfect strategy for us going forward. Hopefully we can still keep the high intensity pressure as well as the counter-attacking. So if we can, when we lose the ball, high pressure, and when we get the ball, counter-attack, I think that'll be the perfect tactic for us, especially with the midfielders we're linked with. They're midfielders who like to push the ball up the field and make a counter-attack themselves. So personally, I think it'll be the right thing for us to do, and I'm excited for it.
Now, lastly, it's shaping up to be a really exciting transfer window and potentially a really good season ahead, even though there will be a lot of competition in that top four. But what are you expecting from the season ahead?
Okay, so next season I can see us winning something. I'm not sure what. I definitely know we won't win the league. I think it will either be the FA Cup or the Champions League. I know Champions League is a big push, but people didn't think that about Liverpool, did they? I can see us playing very well in the Premier League with counter-attacking football. It's going to make it more interesting for the watchers, no matter what team you support. So say if we're playing Aston Villa, they go on the attack. As soon as that attack finishes, we're already on the counter-attack. And we've got players who can counter-attack quick as well. And Ndombele is a player who likes to push up the pitch, like I said. And it's just going to make games more interesting to watch throughout the season. Also, VAR is being added, so I think that will benefit us quite a bit, because that game against City, where we should have drawn with them, because there was a handball against Kyle Walker in the box. Since there's no VAR, they didn't check. So that was kind of annoying. So VAR will affect the league a lot this season, and so will our new signings. I can't see us winning more than one trophy, but, you know, I can see us winning one trophy at least, and performing very well throughout the season. So I think we'll perform really good. Also, Son's suspended for the first few games next season, so that's going to be a bit annoying. Hopefully we don't lose without him. And also, I reckon Kane's going to do really well with scoring-wise. I reckon he's going to be top goal scorer. Our signing's going to make a big difference to the team, and that's pretty much my prediction for next season. Yeah, I'm gonna make a prediction video soon on my channel for where I think Tottenham and all are gonna finish in the Premier League. I haven't made any videos about predictions or anything like that. I've just made videos about signings. Like, I made a video about Ndombele and Clarke joining Tottenham. Personally, I would recommend going and watching that. I'm only recommending it because it's on my channel, but yeah. I'm going to make a Premier League prediction video soon, and I reckon Tottenham are going to do well. Top 3 probably. We got really unlucky to drop out the top 3 this season. That draw against Everton, we shouldn't have drawn. We should have won, to be honest. And yeah, that's how I think we're going to perform next season.
Now, so that's it from this video today. As I said, if you want more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below, and also to Rhys's channel. I'll leave a link in the description to bring you straight over there. Also, if you want me to do more videos like this, transfer talks or match reviews when the season starts with other content Tottenham creators, just leave a like in the video so I do know. Thanks for watching.